Hey there, Patriots. This is True Outlaw Patriot coming at you with another one. The video that I'm putting out tonight is to bring you guys up to speed on what's been going on with some information that I found out early this morning that I didn't know about, but I'm glad I came across it, and it's kind of strange, if you ask me, but maybe some people will take it a little different. It involves the mayor of Chicago, one of his top aides, and once again, Mayor Adams from New York. Supposedly, the feds raided some of his top aides, I guess apartments or whatever, offices, and also something to do with the NYPD. Okay, so those videos, the one with Eric Adams, I'll be watching with you guys going along. I haven't watched the whole thing, so I'll be watching that with you guys. The one on Brandon Johnson, I think it's totally disgusting. Okay, we'll get into that. I have one video that came out on September 11th, okay, a few days ago in New York, and it shows New Yorkers actually in front of the camera and in front of Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, Mayor Bloomberg, and Chuck Schumer, yelling out his name, telling him to come back. So that's going to be pretty interesting how they're going to try to spin that during election time in New York. This video clip I'm going to show you was put out by Black Conservative 24, and it has to do with the debate, okay, that Trump had with Kamala. And once again, which everybody knows, if anybody watched the debate, nearly everything she said was a lie, especially against Trump. But that's the way the left likes to push their narrative. They keep even after lies are fact-checked, they keep pushing the same lie. No matter how many times they're fact-checked, they just keep pushing it. And more people on the left, I shouldn't say more and more, I should say the ones that are staunch leftists, they keep believing it. Even after people on their own side fact check it and say that it's false, they still want to believe the lie. And in my opinion, that has nothing to do with sticking with your party. That to me has to deal with something mental. It's just totally mental. And I'll explain after this video, but before I continue, which I'm gonna do in a little bit, I want to give it a few shout outs, and I'll do that in a few. But for now, I just want to thank all my new subscribers and all my subscribers here on YouTube and on Rumble. So don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe, pass the channel around. If you can help support the channel, I'll leave a link in my description to my Cash App and my merch store, and I'm also leaving a link once again to Loza Alexander's Gifts and Go campaign. If you guys can help out in any way by donating to him or leaving words of encouragement and or prayers, which are always greatly appreciated. So with that being said, let's check out this clip that Black Conservative 24 put out, and it's really horrible the way Kamala Harris during the debate came out and said that military officials said that Donald Trump was a disgrace. Okay, now listen to what she says, and then listen to what's being said on CNN and by troops, okay, that are active duty as we speak. Here we go.
As of today, there is not one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone in any war zone around the world, the first time this century. As a result, America's taxpayers are not paying the $300 million a day we were paying for that endless war. And as of today, there is not one member of the United States military who is in active duty in a combat zone in any war zone around the world, the first time this century. What? But let's understand.
So where the f*** are we right
now? I find that to be totally disgusting, okay? For her to say that, meanwhile, everybody knows that military troops, when they gather around overseas, there's a few reasons why they gather around, okay? Let's take out the obvious. The holidays, okay? Christmas, New Year's, stuff like that. Another time when all the troops gather around, okay, is when there's a main sports event. The Super Bowl, a big game, the playoffs, World Series, stuff like that, okay? One of the main reasons why they'll gather around in front of the TV, okay, is exactly for something like this, for a presidential debate, okay? And why? Because they need to see who will be the next president, because that will dictate where they're going to be, okay, while they're in the military. Are they going to be called home, or are they going to be staying away from home overseas in an active war? Okay, so for Kamala Harris to go on the debate stage, okay, and say something like that, and then turn around and so viciously look at Trump with disgust in her voice, in her face, which doesn't surprise me because she's a disgusting woman, and come out and say that military officials say that Donald Trump is a disgrace. Meanwhile, she just lied, okay, in front of millions of Americans and in front of American troops, okay, that were most likely, most of them were watching this debate no matter where they're at on the planet, okay? But now here's something interesting. Donald Trump has always said that when he was president, that for 18 months, not one American soldier was killed, okay? Those facts were checked and they were correct, okay? But meanwhile, the left, Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, say otherwise about their term in the White House, okay? Making it seem as if, you know what, there are no wars going on, American troops are safe, everything is fine. What surprises me, in all honesty, is that someone goes on CNN and fact checks them, and CNN doesn't do anything to push back, which should tell you something. Let's listen to what was said on CNN about this comment that Kamala Harris made.
You, I should note, are the first former Green Beret in Congress. What did you think of that moment?
And before he starts, okay, quick side note. Remember what I said. Donald Trump said in 18 months not one American troop was killed, which was fact-checked and it was true, okay? Look at all the troops that have been killed, okay, during Harris and Biden's term. Here we go.
Well, I about fell out of my chair. I immediately thought of the 3 soldiers from Georgia who were killed by Iranian-backed missiles and drones in Jordan. I thought of the 2 Navy SEALs who died trying to intercept Iranian smugglers off the coast of Somalia. I thought about the ships that have been used as target practice by the Houthis with drones and anti-ship missiles supplied by Iran. Heck, an aircraft carrier just got a combat medal for the first time since World War II for its actions off the Red Sea. We could keep going down the list. The special operators that are in Syria right now as we speak. We just had 6 wounded in a raid on an ISIS compound. We had another 6 wounded by a missile attack. I mean, this is a long list. So either she's a wallflower as vice president and had nothing to do with any of these actions and decisions. Oh, by the way, nothing to do with the debacle in Afghanistan. Or she was at the table and was deliberately misleading the country. And it's right on the heels of Biden and his debate saying he hasn't lost anybody on his watch. It's completely out of touch with the Gold Star families and completely out of touch with the chaos that is engulfing the world on Harris's watch, on Biden's watch.
And there you go, folks. Once again, okay, Kamala Harris says things that are not true, but yet for some odd reason, the left knows. I shouldn't say that they know. Okay, I was going to say they know how to spin it around. It's not that they know how to spin it around. I mean, of course they do, but what they do, they keep repeating lies and lies and lies. and think that people don't have eyes and ears to see what's going on and to hear what's going on. You know, their motto is, you know, or one of their mottos is, you know, don't believe your lying eyes. And they keep doing it. But meanwhile, you have people, okay, obviously active duty, wherever they're at, who knows where they're at, okay, looking at the presidential debate, watching it, and then have to be like, wait a minute, we have to say something about this, because here we are, okay, away from home, watching to see who's going to be the next president. I could only imagine why they're watching, because obviously they want to know what's going to happen. Either there's going to be peacetime or there's going to be endless wars, and that depends on who's going to be, you know, elected president. Just to hear Kamala Harris come out and say that no American troops have been killed on our watch. But meanwhile, you heard what this man just said. Of all the people, okay? But yet, you know, Trump, when he was president, 18 months went by without one American soldier being killed. That was all fact-checked. That was all true. But as soon as Biden got in, all the chaos started. Okay? From the 13 dead in Afghanistan, a bunch more troops wounded, all these attacks that have been happening, okay? And a lot of these attacks have been because of the conflict that's going on between Israel and Palestine. And where's Joe Biden to cool everybody down? But yet you're going to send the vice president who you hired, okay, who you put into place as VP, as a DEI, and everybody knows that, is going to come out and try to tell, okay, President Donald Trump that people in the military think he's a disgrace. But she just made a disgrace of herself with what she said. You know, this is something that you just cannot make up. Okay? And I'm glad, and I'm glad, and I'm very surprised that it was fact-checked on CNN. Okay? But in their eyes, if I had to guess, they're definitely going to go and try to spin this around. Why CNN is letting this happen, I understand when they let a lot of things out because they were basically trying to get rid of Joe Biden. My thing is like, what's with the quick turnaround, CNN? Why are you letting these facts come out? Isn't Kamala like supposed to be like your new president, or the person that you want to be the new president? Very, very strange, people. But I'm glad that it's out. Let's continue. Now, before we continue with this story, this is coming out from Chicago. Supposedly one of Mayor Brandon Johnson's aides is to be fired, okay, because she made some anti-police remarks. But before I continue with that, okay, I'm going to do one of my things here. I want to go to my channel, and I want to give a few shout outs. The first one going to everybody, bear with me on this, okay? Where am I? I want to go to, what is that, JS Neezy, okay, named Jonathan. I want to thank you so much sending me a $50 gift through my Cash App. Thank you so much. And he wrote, I got to try to read this right here. Happy birthday! I visited your Cash App. Thank you for working hard for us, red, white, and blue, loving American patriots. You're very welcome. Thank you so much for watching and for being part of the channel. It says you're a voice for us ordinary folk. Plus, more importantly, you're telling us what's really going on, and we all deserve to know the actual truth. Take our country back from the new left. And I thank you so much, and thank you for the gift. Is definitely very heartfelt. I appreciate that. And I like the phrase that he's using, the new left. And that's exactly what we're dealing with in America. We're dealing with a new leftist regime that's gone beyond the pale. Okay? Gone way beyond the pale. So I just want to say thank you, Jonathan. Thank you for that gift. Thank you so much. This is from Crochet Day. Happy birthday today. Thank you so much. I thought you for sure, what'd she say? I thought for sure you were a fire sign. I guess dealing with the zodiac. Thank you so much. This is by Johnny. He said that he was sorry that he didn't tell me happy birthday. That's fine, Johnny. Don't worry about it. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. I'm going to get to this one in a second. I don't know who that is. This is by Pam telling me happy birthday. Thank you, Pam. I appreciate that. Who's this? Robbie? Congratulations. Is that Robbie? Yeah. Congratulations for being able to celebrate another birthday. Thank you so much. I truly appreciate that. This one here by Celeste, it says insult period. I don't know what that means. Celeste, if you're one of my subscribers, if you were trying to say something, if you can comment back and let me know. If you was just some new viewer and you don't like the content and you were trying to say something, I mean, I don't know if it's an insult or not, but if it is, you're more than welcome to come back and try to finish the sentence, because I really don't understand what the hell this means. That's all I'm saying. Okay. Let's see if there's anybody else. Usually there's that's it for now. There's other people on other videos. This was from the video from last night. There's people on other videos that have been telling me happy birthday. So I just want to thank you. And also Linguet, I can't really pronounce the name, but you know who you are. Thank you. We talk every day, every video. I truly appreciate that for the birthday wishes you sent me yesterday, actually. So I just wanted to share this with everybody and let everybody know that I really appreciate you guys watching. I wish I could do this full time, okay, and put out more information for people, but I'll get there. And especially with the help and the support of you guys, I'll definitely get there. And I just got to do something really quick. I'm going to cover the camera. And because I don't like showing my eyes, I mispronounced the name. It's Ruby. I'm so sorry. So, Ruby, thank you so much. So, with that being said, let's move on to the video with Brandon Johnson, what's going on. And we'll see, because once again, it's like the Democrats do things and they think they can get away with it. And during the debate, okay, Kamala Harris said that Donald Trump was the one that wanted to defund the police, okay? But meanwhile, you have Brandon Johnson, okay, cutting funding with this new bill that they're trying to pass, okay, which is for the against the police, the fire department, and EMS. And now one of his top aides gets caught saying something despicable about the cops. So let's get into that. Here we go.
Council members want a top aide to Mayor Brandon Johnson fired.
It's because of comments made about police on a podcast. WGN's political reporter Taman Bradley joining us now with details on that. Hi, Taman.
Micah, Ben, more trouble on the 5th floor at City Hall. Influential council members want the new head of the mayor's Office of Intergovernmental Affairs terminated.
Tonight, a top aide to Chicago Mayor Brandon Johnson under fire for anti-police comments made on a podcast in 2021.
I met Kennedy through a group working to defund the police in Chicago.
That's Dave Marr of the This Is Your Afterlife with Dave Marr podcast, introducing Kennedy Bartley, who at the time was legislative director of United Working Families, a group affiliated with the Chicago Teachers Union. In the interview, first unearthed by Fox 32, Marr and Bartley discuss a fatal police shooting in Denver and possibly abolishing the police.
If I die, especially at the hands of the pigs, like, don't name after me. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want a piece of legislation named after me, a road, none of that. But like, I would be honored if that got more folks to abolition.
Today, a chorus of city council members called for Bartley's resignation.
It's absolutely disgusting. You know, you're stoking the demonization of police officers.
It's indefensible. The men and women who protect us every day on the streets of Chicago, they understand what that means, and it's hurtful. It's indefensible.
Very disappointed that somebody like this, who should have been vetted properly, obviously was not vetted. She's got to go, plain and simple.
The controversy follows the abrupt resignation of Sidney Holman, the mayor's chief liaison to city council. Holman was reportedly asked to report to Bartley as part of administration consolidation. With budget season in full swing, key council members say this is awful timing for turmoil.
Communication is so important, and really where we've seen a deficit with this administration is regular dialogue. And so I would say there's a need to really ramp that up and improve that operation.
Mayor Johnson's allies have a different take. They say all is well on the 5th floor.
Resignation doesn't mean anything more than repositioning someone else to that assignment. And I'm confident that he will surround himself with those that are needed to reach the goals that he has for the city, which he's identified since day one.
Okay, so there you go on that bullshit story, because you know what? It seems like the people that surround Brandon Johnson are just as ignorant as that woman and the comments that she made. You have people saying to resign, but yet they're making it seem as if, you know what? No, all is well. Everything's fine. Okay? But yet, Chicago just put out a report saying that Brandon Johnson wants to take more funding away from the cops, the police department, the fire department, and EMS, okay, so that they can put more funding, okay, towards the migrant situation. So now you have people in his circle, okay, that are referring to cops as effing pigs, okay, that she wants abolition. And it's like, you're going to go and make a statement like that, whether she made it before or she made it now. The thing is that he has this woman in his circle, knowing that the tax-paying citizens, Americans in Chicago, are going through so much. And yet, this man is surrounded with people, which I always say that the Democrats don't care about. They surround themselves with people that don't care about humans, period. Okay? So how can anybody look at this and then look at Brandon Johnson and think that the reason why that he's cutting funding at the cops, it's not because he's trying to do right by the illegals. It's because, you know what? He doesn't care about the constituents of Chicago. Okay? He doesn't care about the cops. He doesn't care about the safety of the public. And he only cares about doing the bidding, okay, to his overlords in Washington. It's disgusting. Because had it been a Republican, it wouldn't just be the Democrats in Chicago calling for that Republican's removal. It would be Democrats in Washington calling for it also. And we all know that for a fact. Okay? But that's what you got that's going on in Chicago. Now let's get to New York and see what's going on with that mayor, okay, and the people that he's surrounded himself with. Here we go. Okay, well, I'm going to play this. This is by Fox Live Now. Just real quickly, I apologize before for covering the camera. I wear glasses. I twitch a lot. Okay, there's no secret to that. That's why I do what I do. I just needed to read the names. I'm sorry for all the little gaffes. It's been a long day. It's been a long week. But just wanted to throw that out there. So if anybody's offended, please don't be offended. Okay? I really, truly appreciate everybody on my channel and supporting me, this channel, and this movement, and for standing up for America and Americans, okay? Because that's what it's all about. So let's see what's going on. Like I said, I didn't see this whole video. I just seen the beginning, seen the title. I've been hearing bits and pieces. Let's see what's going on in New York, because this actually is not the first time. If anybody remembers months ago where Eric Adams spoke his mind against Biden, and then he got investigated, and it seems like now there's another investigation. Here we go.
Two live now from Fox. I'm Andrew Kraft. Like I said before the break, trouble in New York. Live picture there over the Midtown Manhattan skyline. You see there the Chrysler Building, smack dab in the middle. Well, this is what we are learning. The FBI has raided the homes of at least 3 top New York City officials closely connected to Mayor Eric Adams. Also, I'm putting up this post on X from our friend there, Fox 5's Morgan McKay, saying a law enforcement source telling Linda Schmidt at Fox 5 that several NYPD executives, including the NYPD police commissioner, were asked to turn over their phones immediately to investigators at the U.S. Attorney's Office with the Southern District of New York. Investigators will also be looking at emails. Well, I had the chance to catch up with Fox 5 New York reporter Morgan McKay about what is going on here with officials there at the NYPD and connected to Mayor Eric Adams. Let's watch.
I don't know why it's silent.
Of New York Mayor Eric Adams. In addition to the raid, the phone of an NYPD commissioner was also seized. We want to bring into the conversation right now our friend there at Fox 5 New York, Morgan Mackay, with the latest. She joins me. Morgan, good to see you here. What's going on with these FBI raids and seizures? More and more of these New York officials being swept up in this. What's going on?
We're talking about a massive operation here, Andrew. The FBI raiding the homes of at least 5 people close to New York City Mayor Eric Adams. We're talking about 2 deputy mayors, the school's chancellor, and reportedly even the NYPD commissioner.
I wonder why. I don't know what's going on.
A testy school's chancellor, David Banks, did not answer questions about the FBI raid on his home in Harlem that he shares with Deputy Mayor Sheena Wright. It is unclear at this time if the raid was targeting one or both of them, but electronic devices were seized from their home. FBI agents on Wednesday also raided the home of Deputy Mayor for Public Safety, Phil Banks, the brother of David Banks. Phil Banks' attorney, Benjamin Brofman, confirmed this for us this afternoon. Phil Banks has been entangled with law enforcement before and was previously named by federal prosecutors as an unindicted co-conspirator in an investigation into a police bribery scheme during former Mayor Bill de Blasio's administration. Banks abruptly retired from the NYPD in 2014, but returned to city government after Mayor Eric Adams took office in 2022. Additionally, numerous outlets are reporting that the FBI also raided the home of NYPD Commissioner Edward Caban. A law enforcement source tells Fox 5 that several NYPD executives, including the police commissioner, were told to turn over their phones immediately to the U.S. Attorney's Office with the Southern District of New York. A spokesperson for the NYPD would not go into detail, but said, quote, "The department is aware of an investigation by the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York involving members of service. The department is fully cooperating in the investigation." On top of that, FBI agents also raided the home of another Adams aide, Tim Pearson, who is currently facing multiple lawsuits for allegedly sexually harassing female employees and is facing a separate investigation for his role in a fight at a migrant shelter. A spokesperson for the U.S. Attorney's...
You know, I wonder, okay, if all this turns out to be true, I wonder if New York, okay, if the judges in New York are going to go after these people the way they went after Donald Trump. Okay? What I really find astonishing in this, and I really mean that, is that a lot of people thought that Eric Adams was being attacked because of something that happened after he spoke to Biden, and Biden decided to sick the DOJ on him as like to hush him up or whatever the case is. So if that was the case on that, which, I mean, not trying to defend Eric Adams, I mean, I think he's lousy. I think he should have never been mayor, in my opinion. I think he's a piece of garbage, to tell you the truth, the way he treats people. Okay? I wonder if any of this has to do with that same incident, or is this something that they obviously knew about because they got all this information and they were going to keep it hush-hush, okay? But now it's time to swing the pendulum the other way. Because like I said it once, I'll say it again. The Democrats, they eat themselves. They contradict themselves, like what Kamala Harris just did. The video I showed you, what she did on the debate stage against Trump, okay? We're talking about the military. And they eat themselves because look at the way all this information is coming out. Okay? And it makes you, it should make people wonder, do you really want Democrats in power? Because it seems that so many Democrats, like their dirty laundry is being aired out more and more. And I thank the Lord Jesus Christ for that. I thank God, because their ugliness, okay, their evil and wicked deeds are coming to light. Now the question is, how many people on the left can look at all these scenarios and be like, wait a minute, why is it that on our side we have more people caught up in scandals, but yet those same people are telling us to point the finger at a guy, okay, who's being accused, but there's no actual evidence. Think about that, but let's continue.
His office for the Southern District of New York would not comment on the investigation, but according to multiple sources, this investigation is likely separate from the federal corruption inquiry facing the mayor involving his campaign fundraising and possible ties to the Turkish government. In that investigation, Adams himself was served a grand jury subpoena in July and was forced to turn over his cell phones to the FBI. Agents have also raided the homes of his top campaign fundraiser and another one of his aides in connection with that investigation. City Hall Chief Counsel Lisa Zornberg in response said, quote, investigators have not indicated to us the mayor or his staff are targets of any investigation. As a former member of law enforcement, the mayor has repeatedly made clear that all members of the team need to follow the law.
You know, that's all fine and good. You can tell them they need to follow the law. It doesn't mean that they're going to follow the law. Okay? And being born and raised in the Bronx, I can say it. There's a lot of crooked cops in New York. Okay? How they've been cleaning it up, I have no idea. But to look at this, I mean, what am I supposed to say? You know? It's like maybe Adams, you know, wants to do the right thing, but if you don't know who you're surrounding yourself with, okay, you have a problem. If you know who you're surrounding yourself with, again, you have a problem. So bottom line is, this is a damn problem. But let's continue.
And Adams today, as he was leaving City Hall, said to just a couple reporters that they are cooperating with federal investigators right now in terms of handing over anything that they might need, and says that he will continue to be the mayor. Andrew?
Of course he will, because, you know, he won't step down. There's no disgrace there. You know, but meanwhile, they tell everybody else on the right, when the smallest little thing happens, you need to step down. You should step down. You're a disgrace. You're this, you're that. You're bad for your constituents. You know, it's not right. You should do the right thing. You know, that's not patriotic of you. But when it comes to a Democrat, of course they're not going to step down. There's no way. Why should they, in their eyes? In their eyes, there's no way. Why should I step down? That wasn't my fault. I had nothing to do with it. I hold no responsibility. But then if that's the case, then when something else comes out, which is wrong in my eyes, but if something comes out with anybody on the right, then don't expect them, okay, to do the right thing. And I'm just saying that, you know, out of sarcasm, because it's like, you know, what's good for the goose is good for the gander, but it just seems like with the Democrats, all these scandals keep coming up, and to them it's like, you know what, we're just going to have to, you know, try to get to the next story on the news so people could keep forgetting about what's going on. Okay? And with everything that's going on in New York, all the crime, all the chaos that's going on in New York, this is going to start popping up now? Corrupt officials in the NYPD? Meanwhile, Eric Adams has pointed the finger at Kathy Hochul, okay, and then she's pointed the finger back at him. Okay, so she's got scandal in her department, okay, and he's got more scandal in his department. Unbelievable. And people wonder why the Democrats, I always say that whatever the Democrats touch turns to shit. Because you just cannot have a group of people that are 100% legit, okay, to do the job. You hire people and put people in positions that don't deserve it, especially with this DEI hires. And it's not just in New York. Obviously, it's in Chicago, it's in Colorado, it's definitely in California, okay? Seattle and Oregon, I mean, you can forget about that, okay? But it's like it's happening in wherever there is a blue hand. And who suffers? Okay? The citizens suffer. But like Eric Adams says, and the way he thinks, in my opinion, It's not good enough for him to step down. And this is why I keep telling people, get out there and vote. Vote out all the blue. Get rid of it. Okay? Start putting some hardcore patriotic American politicians. Okay? Enough with the separatism. Enough with the division. You want things to get better? You have to start voting people out. Stop looking at their skin color. Stop looking at their gender. Okay? Look at their worth. Okay? And then you'll see something change for the better. But with that being said, let's get to the last video. I hope this is not too long. But 9/11, they had the 9/11 memorial down in Manhattan, and everyone, shows up. Harris showed up, Biden showed up, Chuck Schumer showed up, Mayor Bloomberg showed up. Why, I don't know. Okay, if anything, Rudy Giuliani should have been front and center because he was there during 9/11, not freaking Bloomberg. Bloomberg, I don't have enough words on how to describe the disgust I have for that man. Okay, he was nothing but a disaster for New York. And Trump was there with his son. Let's listen to what people have to say, what the people in the crowd that were there had to say. Here we go. This video clip was put out by the Free Press Journal. Check this out. There you go. Oh, and J.D. Vance was there also. One quick note, okay? In one of my videos, when the assassination attempt was done, I made a comment in one of my videos about Donald Trump's Secret Service. Okay, that there was a guy, one of his Secret Service agents in particular, that was always by his side. I believe it was this guy right here, if I remember correctly. Can't really see him on the side. And there was another guy. And when those guys were protecting Trump, I mean, let me tell you something. I mean, they were like the most vicious bulldogs you can have by your side protecting you. But I just wanted to throw that in. Here we go. I tell you, man, I could only imagine, and I'm going to use this term, so if anybody knows me, I have no hair on my tongue, but I guarantee you that these four people right here, that their holes were so tight, okay, because everybody was out here calling out Trump, okay, and I forgot to mention that J.D. Vance was there also. Let's continue. Oh, sorry about that. I love when they're screaming in the back, "We need you." You know what really kills me? That you've had all these pro-Palestinian protests, okay, in New York. Now, don't get me wrong. There definitely should be no protest here, okay? Not at all. And I already know that the mainstream media, just by Donald Trump smiling and wording, "Thank you," they're gonna jump all over this. They're gonna jump all over it. Look at how disgusting he is. He's over here trying to do, some kind of campaign prop over here at the 9/11 memorial. What a disgrace! Somebody's gonna get a bug up their ass, and that's exactly what's gonna happen. Okay, but where are all the people that are for Joe Biden? How come there's nobody in the crowd, even if it's one person, or for Kamala? Okay, but yet they're telling everybody that they've got New York down pat. That they've got certain states down pat. And it's like, do you really? Because if you did, like I said, of course, if anybody came down here to disrupt it, that would be a total disgrace. I get it. But it's just ironic that the few people that are there, or the few people that are calling out for one person. And that's Donald Trump. Nobody else. But let's continue. you're waving at? Ain't nobody calling out his name? It says the ceremony marked the anniversary of the September 11 attacks. Says the calls for Trump were made in front of the current administration's top officials. Yeah, that should tell people something. That should tell the Democrat Party something. Says the incident reflects significant political dissatisfaction among not some Americans, more like 75-80% of Americans. Okay, in all honesty, because this whole leftist movement, it's not done by the tens of millions. Okay, I will admit it is a good size in America, but it's the agenda and the rhetoric that they keep pushing that makes it seem as if, you know what, this is the way the majority of America feels, and that is not the case. It is not the case. Says the demonstration occurred during a traditionally solemn and reflective event. Says the display of support for Trump underscores ongoing political polarization. It says there were mixed reactions to the public pleas, highlighting national tensions. How is it highlighting national tensions? There's no national. The only national tension is done by these people right here. Okay? I mean, if people are reacting and calling out Trump's name, okay, it's because of what these people have done and what they're still doing. I'm not even going to speak about this little troll right here. Definitely not. And, I mean, the only other thing I'll say is that I didn't know he was so damn short. But, I mean, that's besides the point. You know, little man, little ambition, in my opinion. People say, oh, well, he's a billionaire. Yeah, well, who gives a shit? So, but, here we go. It says the protest at a 9/11 ceremony has sparked widespread discussion and media coverage. I'd like to know what protest that was. And I'll leave it at that. I'm going to try to look into that because I don't know what protest they were talking about at a 9/11 ceremony. It's all news to me, and I haven't seen anything. This is the first time that I'm even hearing about that with what they put in that headline. But I just thought I'd throw that in so people know that, you know what, regardless of what's going on, you know, people are calling out Trump's name, man. Okay? People know who they want. People know who they don't want. And the minority, the fringe group on the left that has all this political power, they are doing this country and its citizens and people around the world a big disservice. They truly are. Okay? They truly are. I mean, even at the point that now, now they're putting out like the voter percentage-wise of how many people that watched the debate. Okay, how they reacted in real time, and it does not look good, and it didn't look good at all for Kamala that night. But that little bit that looked good for her with a couple of small spikes in those graphs and those charts, that's what the left is running on. Oh, that is so great. Meanwhile, if you look at the charts that were done in real time by Fox, that I believe they sourced out to another company that was able to put people around with some sort of technology where while they were watching the debate, they will press buttons and stuff like that. You seen between the Republicans and the Independents, they were both up top for Trump every time he spoke. And the blue line at the bottom was for the Democrats, and there was a few times that when he spoke, especially when he came out and told Kamala Harris, why don't you go? You keep saying that you're gonna have all these new policies. You could have done it. Why don't you do it now? You've seen the blue line, okay, spike up during when Trump said that, which told a lot of people doing the polls that, you know what, the Democrats need to be careful. They need to be worried, because even with Democrat voters, even they agree. You've had 3.5 years, okay, to do what you're saying, what you're saying you're going to do if and when you become president. Why don't you do it now? Why haven't you done it? And why don't you do it now? But like I said, the Democrats don't believe your lying eyes. Okay? People are not stupid. People can see and hear. And people are feeling the impact of what it is to have an all-Democrat-run society. I shouldn't say all-Democrat-run society, but administration. Okay? This is what they do to the people. They don't care about human life. Not Americans and not people from other countries. That's just the way I see it. But anyway, that's what I got for you. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to comment, like, share, subscribe. Again, thank you everybody for the birthday wishes. If you want to help support the channel, there's a link in my description to my Cash App and my merch store. I apologize for all the gaps tonight. Like I said, it's been a long week, long day. I still have to work tomorrow. It's going to be even longer tomorrow, but I will be on tomorrow at some point and put out another video. And don't forget, I'm leaving a link in the description for Loza Alexander's Gifts and Go campaign. So if you guys can help out in any way, even if you leave them words of encouragement and prayer, it's always greatly appreciated. So with that, people, remember, stay vigilant, keep praying for each other, keep praying for the women and the children, keep praying for this country, pray for your enemies, pray for Donald Trump, and don't forget to get out there and vote. Peace.